Jack Harlow, dojacat, just us. Let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It, Music Reviews Season 11. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Guys, we got a good episode for you today. We have Jack Harlow. Jack Harlow has decided to release a new song. I mean, this is random. I don't even know. I was literally just sitting on my bed getting ready to review whatever was going to come out, and boom, Jack Harlow showed up featuring Doja Cat. Let's just get into it. Let's talk about it. I got a lot of thoughts I want to get off my chest. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Starting off with my first point. I think I do enjoy this beat. Now look, this beat is pretty simple. This beat doesn't have too much to it. It's kind of that simple trap beat. It's that simple, basic drums, basic hi-hats, but the difference with this beat, in my opinion, is that we have that sample. We have a sample in the background, and Jack Harlow is always known for using these damn samples. I actually think this sample usage is actually done really well because, at times, at some of these songs that I've listened to by Jack Harlow, the sample usage is not that very well done. Sometimes I feel like Jack Harlow is not even trying on these beats. That is not the difference here. We even get some flow switches from Jack Harlow, so let's just start off with this beat. Look, this beat's simple with those drums, those trap elements, they're simple, but add that little R&B sample kind of flair to really add to the background. I mean, guys, it doesn't get much better than that. And then get into, the next point, which is Jack Harlow. Jack Harlow comes on here and immediately starts rapping, immediately starts doing his thing on here. And you immediately get that vibe when you listen to it. And overall, I'm going to say this. I really enjoy the flow. I'm glad we got some flow switches from Jack Harlow. A lot of the times, Jack Harlow songs, could, get into the same flow territory. So I'm definitely glad that we got some more flow switches. And I will say Jack Harlow's confidence here is really showing. It's one of the big highlights from Jack Harlow, I will say. So I definitely do enjoy that. And also one of the things that I really like is that, in between the hook, there's this flow switch with the hook. And I think that hook really drives home the point. You're listening to the hook, you're liking the simple rap hook, and then he has that slight flow switch in between the hook. And I think that flow switch really just shows that, Jack Harlow, I think, is getting better at rapping. I mean, it wasn't that long ago I listened to Jack Harlow songs a couple of years ago, and some songs just felt like so bland. They felt like the same flow. You're not getting that energy here. You're getting that flow switches. You're getting some variety on the flows. And, even though this beat is basic, I'm glad that Jack Harlow didn't even try to go too basic on this beat. I really like the performance on here. Now, I am going to say some of the lyrics here are hitting that kind of, corny factor, that kind of, you can definitely tell some of the corniness with the lyrics. But, I think they're kind of the vibe of the song. You got Jack Harlow, you got Doja Cat. I mean, there might be a little bit of some corniness lyrics in between the song. You definitely hear it a little bit. I think Doja Cat, did not really have the corny lyrics. I'm going to say Jack Harlow definitely on the hook. You definitely feel that a little bit, but I think it adds to the charm. I think it's a charm factor to the song, and I think it actually adds to the song, and it adds, a little bit of some slight comedy. Sometimes you want to laugh when you're listening to a song. I mean, if you really, master these lyrics and you really understand what he's saying, because you could just go off the flow and just go off there. But if you're actually, really paying attention, really trying to, understand these lyrics, you might laugh a little bit when you rap the part too. So that can add a little bit to the song. I don't really cover that much, but, I do like a little bit of some silliness into some songs. When it's done a little bit too much, it's really done too fucking much. But I'm not getting that there. I'm not getting that too much vibe. I think it's just done right. And I also like, keeping it variety, keeping it with those flow switches, keeping that going. I think that just adds a lot to the song, in my opinion. The song is like if you walked into a bakery, and the bakery, had all these, had a section where it had frozen desserts, and then you had the fresh baked stuff. Well, the fresh baked stuff is going to have a lot more layers to it, a lot more flavor to it, and you're not really going to be getting that when you're walking into the frozen section of a bakery. I mean, let's just be real. And that's going to bring up to my final point, my next point, which is Doja Cat. Doja Cat's on the feature here, and I'm going to say this, guys. As y'all know, I always have to give my background doing, when I cover artists like this. It has been a little bit since we talked about Doja Cat. Doja Cat has been a little bit of a hiatus, dropped a deluxe of her last album, Scarlet. We checked that out. We checked some of the tracks on there with Tizo Touchdown. We did that whole thing. But guys, we've been covering Doja Cat since the beginning of my podcast. Since my very first music podcast show. I mean, Lord Almighty, guys, we've been covering Doja Cat. And I'm going to say this right now. Doja Cat is definitely up there, when we talk about rappers, when we talk about, the female rap scene. Doja Cat is like one of the top, one of the best in my opinion that's doing it. So I really do enjoy this verse. I'm glad that we have a lot of good... I like that we get some flow switches on here too. I like how Doja Cat is, switching it up with that flow, really coming on here and delivering a really nice verse, in my opinion. I'm really glad that, we start out, with that kind of, with the typical Doja Cat style of rapping. I really like the vocals that Doja Cat has on here. I like the confidence in the verse, and the confidence just to be able to switch these flows, switch that flow. I mean, Lord goddamn mighty. It just absolutely hits when you're listening to it, and I think Doja Cat just adds a lot of value to the song, adds a lot of value to the feature. Jack Harlow can only do so much on a beat, let's be honest, it's Jack Harlow, but Doja Cat coming on here, one of the most, seasonal rapping motherfuckers on here that can, just come on this beat and just slide. I feel like they're sliding through this beat, flowing so effortlessly, going absolutely insane on this beat. I think Doja Cat's performance is great on here. I like the flow, and I'm gonna like the vocal style, and I think overall, Doja Cat definitely had my favorite verse. I'm definitely gonna say that. Doja Cat had my favorite verse for sure. Overall, I'm gonna say Doja Cat killed it. I'm gonna say that, yeah, killed it, flow-wise, vocal-wise. I think Doja Cat really delivered on this song, and honestly, killed it. So I really do enjoy Doja Cat's verse on here. I think Doja Cat absolutely killed it. And I think when we talk about this song, guys, when we talk about Jack Harlow, Doja Cat coming together to make a song called Just Us, I think Just Us has a lot of good elements to it. I will say Just Us is feeling a little bare bones on the production side. I'm missing a little bit of that production flair. I think that's the only thing holding back this track is, a little bit more on the production side. I wish that was there. Maybe the drums could switch up a little bit. Just add, more than just drums and a sample. That's kind of what it feels like. It feels a little too bare bones, and just in my opinion. But when we talk about this song, guys, I think Jack Harlow's performance was pretty good. I like his flow, and honestly, when we talk about rap hooks, I think this is one of the better rap hooks. I think Jack Harlow, one of the better Jack Harlow rap hooks. Let me not just say rap hooks. Let me just say Jack Harlow rap hooks. I think this is one of his better ones. Vocal-wise and flow-wise and confidence-wise. So I do enjoy that. And I think Doja Cat overall had a pretty good verse. So overall, I think I enjoyed this song. It was a pretty good song, and I definitely do recommend to check it out if you haven't. Overall, I'm going to give this song a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10, guys. What y'all think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. Guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode. It's a Thursday night, and I definitely wanted to get this out. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We're dropping new content every single day, on the weekends. on the weekends, the weekdays, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We are dropping episodes daily. So thank you so much for listening. And I'm going to say this. Hey, Jack Harlow, when I think about it, if Jack Harlow is gearing up for an album or another album release, if there is a lot of variety to this album, if there's a lot to it, and if we get more songs like, Jack Harlow rapping better, hey, that's a win right there. So I'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Bye.